I've been giving this a lot of thought lately. Why are some straight males so bothered, so interested, so fired up, so nasty when a woman decides that A, she might not want to get married, maybe she doesn't believe in it, B, she doesn't want to have children, or C, she's just not interested in a relationship right now.
Using the 80-20 rule as in generalization applies to 80% of men and women, men don't really care if women stay single. Just because they make an observation or opinion about a woman or group of women does not equate to them caring. Ladies, if you believe otherwise, then applying the logic of, if he mentions it, that means it bothers him. And he cares. He is just trying to act like he doesn't. Well, this just backfires. How, you may ask? If that emotional logic is true, then the woman who posted that question cares more about what men care about. And this lady cares and is bothered even more about what men care about, to the level she needed to make a video about it. See how silly and self-defeating that logic is? A statement doesn't equate to some huge emotional investment. Dang, that was anticlimactic. After just the first 19 seconds. My B.
And you'll really see how bothered they are if you look through my videos and read the comments, because they are scary. I honestly can't believe what I see sometimes. So why are these men so bothered? Why do they get so fired up? I truly believe it has something to do with how they believe their role in society will be if women decide to have ownership over their bodies and their choices. Straight men have been able to do as they please for as long as we can remember, and they are celebrated regardless of their choices. A man single, over 40, bachelor, everyone applauds him. Women who are single, lonely cat ladies, gonna die alone. But now women are realizing their worth. They're realizing that they can live their lives in whatever way they choose. But some straight men do not want women to have ownership over their lives and their bodies because they can't stand equal rights for both women and men. Because men don't like it when it's done at their expense.
According to her immaculate logic, and I am not making this up, she was able to magically connect. If a man says a woman will end up a cat lady, he wants to do what he pleases with her and does not agree with equality.
You know what? Wow.
One definitely flew over the cuckoo's nest sometime after smashing into the wall. Again, ladies, I don't make this up. You heard it straight from the horse's mouth. This is the point where my female viewers will say, I am not like that. Remember the 80-20 rule, ladies. Anyway, I'm going to categorize this woman's video as a cry for therapy. And it's not that I care. I'm just making an observation. Be honest, after seeing this video, you had a thought that this feeds more fuel into the blonde stereotype. Just saying. How do you make watching early morning content more enjoyable? By adding a cup of fresh brewed Life Boost coffee. We all know you get what you pay for, and your cup of tasty morning Java is no exception to that rule. Appreciate a cup of Life Boost coffee knowing it was brewed from low acid, 100% pure USDA organic, single origin, GMO free, pesticide free, mycotoxin free, shade grown coffee beans. Life Boost is truly the healthiest coffee in the world. Click the link in the description for more information on how to get Life Boost coffee and start drinking a healthier choice of coffee roast today.
I often do videos talking about the fact that I'm 39, single and happy, but today I wanted to tell you about the worst thing about being single. Gotta keep it real. It's not always easy. So yeah, the worst thing about being single is dun, dun, dun. Finances. I have to pay for everything myself. There is no one to share a single bill with.
Finances are without a doubt one of the reasons that make being single for women difficult. But again, using the 80-20 rule, that is not the only reason, and it can be argued it is not the biggest reason the single life is tough for women. I have said this before. Women can do several things better than men, but handling loneliness is not one of them. Women are social creatures, and there is nothing wrong with that at all. Women end up lonely, and men end up alone. There is a key difference, but let's hear what else she has to say.
But I'm being serious. Mortgage or rent, bills, food, everything. I get to share costs with nobody. And I know there'll be people like, well, that's your fault. That's your fault because, you know, you're single. You haven't met somebody. You're single, aren't you? It's your fault. Oh, I'm sorry. Should I just be in a relationship just so that I have someone to share the bills with? Does that seem like a good idea? And I cannot even begin to imagine what it's like to be a single parent. There's me and my cat, and I'm struggling, especially in a cost of living crisis, let alone if I had children to feed. Whew. So when it comes to being single, honestly, for me personally, that is the worst thing. Everything else, we good, baby. But the money, before you blame me for being single, just understand that sometimes you can be a really great person. You just didn't meet your match yet. Or should I say, the person you're going to share your bills with.
Ladies, I want all of you to understand something. Men know that loneliness hits all of you harder. It's similar to our libidos. Men's libido is undeniably higher than women's. Men don't deny it, as it is biologically hardwired in us to have a higher libido when we are younger, and it becomes more manageable as we mature. So when you have videos upon videos of these women trying to convince the world that they aren't lonely, well, it translates into a peak of a cat lady's early autobiography. Imagine a man making a video saying, "I'm just fine never having intimacy with a woman. I'm a strong and independent man who don't need a woman." You ladies would make fun of it, but then it bothers you if men say anything about a woman's videos that say the same thing. Don't get me wrong, this woman looks great for a 39-year-old cat lady with dried up eggs. Girl boss, make it happen. But this video only shows that the wall remains undefeated. Moving on.
Welcome to another edition of Disaster Dates by the Divorcee. Dun dun dun. So, lately I've been FaceTiming people before I'll meet them because, for obvious reasons, let's be honest, my dating life is trash. So I give this guy my phone number and I'm like, if you want, you can FaceTime me sometime. So he ends up spontaneously FaceTiming me out of the blue, and I'm looking at my phone, one White Claw in, and I'm like, glug, 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 why not? So I answer the phone, right? And I'm chatting away, just like vomiting everything about myself. And he asked me about my last relationship, and I go on this like tirade of how, I dated a recovering alcoholic and he was like such a disaster, and like he became addicted to me instead of alcohol. And I'm looking at his face. It's like this. Are you a recovering alcoholic? If my foot could reach my mouth, it would be in it. Needless to say, that didn't go so well.
She's going to sink, Captain. But she can't sink. She's unsinkable. She can't float.
Why in the world is this diamond in the rough still single? Oh, she has standards. That's right. She is a queen like women claim, and she deserves the best. Let's call a spade a spade. These aren't the disaster dates of a divorcee. This is the disaster divorcee dating. Ladies, this woman can't be defended when she claims her ex was an alcoholic, only to state later her negative gripes on alcohol while she herself is drinking. I wouldn't be surprised if she was a bit buzzed when she made this video. The reason I chose this video was to point something out that some of my female viewers don't fully comprehend. And that is when some of you say that women like this one who complain about men in their videos don't settle because they have standards, you miss the point that we are making, and that is her standards are unrealistic for her position. Am I saying she should have zero standards? Of course not. But again, a woman can't demand lobster when she only offers fish sticks. Be realistic with your standards. And I know women will say, she is trying to get the best man she can. But in reality, women like her, and there are many, think they can land a top 10% man when they themselves are in the bottom 20% of the single female population. Oh, was that harsh of me to say? It's called unfiltered honesty. It's as bitter and as strong as it needs to be. Men get served their fill of it every day, or about as much as this woman can drink, whichever is greater. Now, this is the part where my female viewers will say, she is pretty. How can you say that about her? A middle-aged, divorced, possible alcoholic that is currently riding the and has more mileage than a city bus, and probably has less traction than a used NASCAR tire. Yeah, she is definitely not in the bottom 20% at all. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.